So this is part 3 of locating the tech support scammers, and in this one I'm going to follow where the money led. A little bit of history first of all. In part 1 I received a cold call and I recorded this fraud from beginning to end, and I managed to capture the IP address of the scammer, and it turned out to be Kolkata or Calcutta in India. In part 2 I detail how I found the exact call center location and how I was able to get the website taken down and the Facebook pages removed for that call center. Eventually, when confronted, the Ariba call center claimed that they were hacked and it had nothing to do with them. A very likely story. So what about this video? As I mentioned in part 2, one of the weak spots of this fraud is that the money has to be channeled from the UK back to India. So I decided, even though the scam happened a couple of years ago, that I would trace the money, follow where it went. And as I did so, I discovered that there was a UK connection to this money, and I discovered the details of the person who set up the company to channel all of this money back to India. As it happens, he's from Kolkata himself. So I had to go back and look at the website to see exactly how these payments were made. Because the website doesn't exist anymore, I use archive.org and look for the original URL that the scammer had sent me. It was called techconsultancy.services. So I looked for the earliest date where I could see that website. And there is a snapshot here around about the 7th of April 2015, roughly when the fraud took place. So this is what the website looked like back at that date. And the important thing for me was to see how the payments were made and what the address was being used. Originally I thought Fair Merchant Limited was just a fake address on the website, but as it turns out, that is significant. The address of the company from the website was given as 232 Edgware Road in London, and it was described as being on the second floor of that building, and that was the bit that I missed in the first video. The business isn't there anymore, but it was when I recorded the fraud in early 2015. At the time, the scammer was desperate to get me to log into PayPal, and the reason for that is they collect their payments this way. This is their shop, and it's the same for the UK, US and Australia, and if you click one of the links, you can see that there's a link to PayPal from each one of those. I'll highlight just one of the payment links and we can have a look at exactly what this does. So here you can clearly see the email address which is used on the scammer's PayPal account. It's fairmerchant14@gmail.com. So I'm just going to have a look for that email address first of all, just on Google. So the business is this. If we look for fairmerchant14, you'll see just a couple of links. One of them is my own part 1, but you'll see that there's something else called fairmerchant.co.uk. There was another website where that email address appears, and it's under the contact us information. Now the website is also not available anymore, it's defunct, but it is still in Google's cache. And so this is what the Fair Merchant Limited website looked like a little while ago, apparently on August 2016. And in this case you can see that we've got the same address as we saw on the scammer's website as the location of consultancy services. It also has the same email address which is used to receive the PayPal money, so it's the PayPal login email address. That of course is always verified by PayPal as being a valid address. And it also has a phone number, and the association between that email address and this phone number is quite important. So now I'll look to see who registered the Fair Merchant domain. And when I look at the domain details for fairmerchant.co.uk, it's described as Fair Merchant Limited, which is a business, and it seems to have a UK limited company number, which I can look up on the Companies House website. So we'll just go onto the Companies House website, have a look for that company number, and sure enough, there is a real company called Fair Merchant Limited. Its address is on 232 Edgware Road, second floor. And you can see here that it is a management consultancy, not financial management, and it's an IT consultancy as well. And it's a software development company, apparently. Now I want to know exactly who has registered that company. I think this will be interesting. So when I click on people, I see one person's name, somebody called Arnab Sen, who, if you look in the filing history, I'm not going to do this at the minute, he is the only officer for this company, is the managing director, and seems to be the only person responsible for this company. And he is also associated with other companies. His address is the one that was on the scammer's website, Tech Consultancy Got Services. And he is the managing director of two companies. One's Fair Merchants, which we saw. Another one is called Immigration Lawyers, which are both in the same building on the second floor at that address in London. So given that the PayPal account is owned by Arnab, I decided to give him a call to figure out why an immigration solicitor would be receiving funds from scammers.
Hello.
Hello, good morning. Is that Arnab?
Speaking.
Hello there. My name is Jim Browning. Do you have a couple of minutes, Arnab? I explained to Arnab where I got his phone number from and why I'm in touch with him to ask him some questions. He volunteers the information to me quite freely.
Okay.
Okay, Arnab, I understand you're an immigration lawyer, is that right?
Yes. Yes, that's the law solicitor's firm.
Yes, but you're also the director of something called Fair Merchant Limited as well.
That's correct.
I'll give you my history. My history is I got a cold call. It's some time ago now, but it was from people who were trying a tech support fraud or tech support scam. Does that mean anything to you? Are you familiar with what I mean?
Yes, I personally also victimized by this group, and basically I was not sure what exactly they were doing.
At this point, Arnab explained that he had been approached by a journalist before who had found out his name in the same way I had and had asked him very similar questions. He had already been sent the link to my video and was aware of it online. So I asked Arnab in detail how he'd met these scammers and what the relationship was with them in the call center.
Like, I went to India and I met these people.
Yeah.
In Calcutta. And
how did you know them, or how did they approach you?
They one of a common friend, basically, he told me that there is opportunity for you have company here and you can meet these guys, and you see that they are actually trying to set up something with the UK. They want to have business through UK. So all you need to do is to buy a website or domain on your own. If you see, I'm not talking about fairmerchant.co.uk. I don't think fairmerchant.co.uk has anything to do with this. And tech consultants, I forgot the name.
Services,
tech. This is what they asked me to purchase, and I purchased that. And they said, from day one, they said that we will be devising all of this. Then they said that we need a separate bank account. I said, I can't operate a separate bank account on your name or give my name to your company's bank account. So I felt a bit odd, like this is something wrong somewhere. And I thought maybe this is just a part of a negotiation, and then keep on, like, there are a lot of questions, ifs and buts, and then just stop this. Because, in fact, you would not believe, I went to WorldPay for them to set up like a system, not by using my PayPal. Using my PayPal was not the idea. We want to go to WorldPay to set up the payment system.
Yeah.
And WorldPay said, no, we cannot. It is too much risk because it's in India. And I actually told them everything. That this is how we are planning to do. They would be fixing problem from India. We would be getting our order in UK. So that would be the business. So the WorldPay didn't come forward.
When WorldPay refused this transaction, alarm bells should have been ringing.
The paper they were using, that they said, okay, you have to give something because our customers are kind of on our door, and we have to do. So I was reluctantly given them my PayPal thing to be used. And when WorldPay didn't come, and that was, I'm remembering now things which I forgot to tell you before. WorldPay said no. Then I said no. I probably not be willing to do that, and because I was asking them some documents and like some more transparency, some video footage, what they were doing over there. and they couldn't provide anything. And then I said, look, this is not a profitable thing. The percentage or the money which I am earning here is not a very profitable business, first of all. And I feel that it is a lot of thing on my name without knowing what exactly is happening. And that's the reason I actually stopped.
Okay.
We were having a kind of an agreement, or like an oral agreement, that we would be working as their office space and office based in UK.
Yeah.
And but when I started asking questions, when I started asking documents, initially they provided me a company limited in Calcutta, which I was satisfied, because it is a limited company with registered directors and all.
Yeah.
But when I started going deep into that, because the nature of my job is also to look for more details and what they are doing,
Yeah.
they started avoiding me, and then I was not feeling very comfortable. So after 2-3 months, I just, or maybe more, I can't really remember. It was about 2 years back.
Yeah.
So I just stopped with them. I said, no, you can't use my website, and you can't use my anything that is associated with my name.
Yeah. What was your agreement about sending money back?
Well, the money was basically it was like a similar like World Pay. You just use it as a platform. With like when you pay to the account, to that link, it comes to my account, and then I transfer the money, and I have all the documented proof of that.
Okay.
And paying tax on the cut of whatever which we received. So it is a very small percentage of thing that we generally charge. So it was more like a World Pay service to them.
Okay.
And that was not a very long time. I mean, he probably have done for a few months, and then I didn't find it very comfortable, and then I stopped it.
I'm very interested, though, in the people at the top of that organization. It sounds like you were misled, but I'm particularly interested in the people who were involved in it. So there's a guy called Arslan Ghosh, and another guy,
and Amir Ansari, yes.
Okay. And
and there was another guy, I can't remember his name, but I think he was also there.
Okay.
But you're saying that you have already investigated with Arsalan? That's what you said?
Arslan, yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, on the original website, the Ariba call center's website, there's there's a couple of names there. There's Amir Arsanari, and there's Arshad Wakil. Do those names ring?
Yes, Arshad. Yes, that's right. Arshad. Yes.
Okay.
Arshad Wakil, Amir Ansari, and these three people were actually. And if you could note that they were not. I mean, no calls were handled from here but from our side, because there is nobody to understand what they are fixing in my company whatsoever.
Yeah.
So the calls directly go to their office.
Okay.
So they are the fixer. They are the technical people.
I got a cold call, which I knew to be fraudulent. And had I not cottoned on that it was fraud, I would have paid a certain amount of money into an account which you own, and it's your company which receives that money. And I'm not sure exactly what your relationship was, but certainly my understanding would be you would receive a portion of that yourself, and you would send on part of it to the other company.
Yeah, that's what that's correct. Yeah, and I paid tax on the as a lawful income. And that's what my understanding is very clear, that they are earning money through my company, and because they are showing my good name in the UK, they should be paying some portion of money to me. So it was a very negligible from their, I mean, whatever they are basically charging. So, but the thing is, this is how it operated. Well, if you need any help, I mean, I'm a person who is a law-abiding person, and I like to be in the legal side.
Okay.
If this matter sometime grows and they are actually doing something wrong to people,
Yeah.
I personally would be. I mean, I have some connection in the legal side or law authorities of India.
Okay.
I would be cracking down on them very hardly, and I can probably speak to the ministry, the Home Affairs,
Yeah.
and actually speak to them.
So I decided to give Arnab the benefit of the doubt, and I've got him now to help me with bringing this call centre to justice. If he says, as he claims, that he was a victim of fraud as well, then he should be able to help me pursue this with the Indian authorities. This is a copy of the email that I've sent to the Joint Commissioner of Police Crime, and Arnab has been CC'd in this email as well. I'm hoping that this will start to bring these guys to justice. I delayed creating this video in the hope that the Kolkata police would at least respond to me or give me any indication that they would take action, but so far, in the space of about 3 weeks, they seem to have done, once again, absolutely nothing. But perhaps with Arnab's help, we can finally bring this to a conclusion. Please subscribe and hit that little bell icon if you want more updates on this video. If you want to check out parts 1 and 2 again, the links are in the description below. There's also a link to Anna Kate's channel, and she produced the beautiful music behind this video. Thank you, Anna Kate, for the use of your original music. On the next video, I'll describe how you can hit back at scammers. Please watch out for it coming soon.